Okay, we're live. As we're rolling. As we're rolling. Alrighty. Found the remote for this camera and I've got it clipped onto the hand strap on a little cord, so hopefully it's not going to flip around and click on stuff and make a bunch of noise like I'm doing right now. Just wrap it around the microphone and it'll hold it. Oh, how the heck y'all doing? I'm doing all right. Been a rough week. So actually right about now would have been a week ago would have been the last time I saw my little kitty as I was heading out to work. It's been a rough one on me. Of course, the whole week in general has been kind of crappy. Oh, but the other two cats, they're definitely, you can tell they're feeling it too. Little Belle's been just clinging to me way more than she normally does. Not as much as Kittie used to, but she's been sitting with me every day and pops in to visit multiple times a day, and she's taken over Kittie's job of begging for the food at the end of my breakfast, or begging for the lickings in the bowl. But yeah, the house is just so quiet now. She was a noisy little cat. Always had been. She was always talking. So it's been kind of rough. And then on top of that, all the news media for the first part of the week. Go a little bit faster there. Flying around that corner. Yeah, all the news first part of this week talking about 787. Boeing is, an unnamed source is saying that Boeing has all but announced that they're moving to South Carolina. It's like, well, great. Thanks for squashing everybody's morale. Nothing's been officially announced yet, and things could still change. It could just be somebody spouting off because they think they know things that they don't. There's a lot of that goes around everywhere, not just at Boeing. Let's go straight across if we got a clear path. Looks like we do. So yeah, now they're saying they're going to announce by the end of October, which is when the next earnings report comes out. So it's 5 weeks from now, roughly 4 weeks. What is the 24th of September? Fourth of September already. Leaves are starting to change. Remember just a few months ago I was talking about how it was nice seeing all the leaves popping out on one of these drives. Okay, swing around Mr. Transit here. Mr. Lexus is crowding into the oncoming lane for some stupid reason, but I'm gonna go buy a big vehicle and not know how to drive it. Yeah, I got a good storm that blew in yesterday. Actually lost power this morning for a little bit. Got up, fed the cats. was gonna throw some toaster waffles in the toaster for me, and stupid toaster wouldn't work. It's plugged in. The radio's still playing. Oh yeah, it's because that one's got a battery override. Flip the light switch and no juice. So I crawled back into bed for a little bit. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. That was what, about 10:15, I guess. I laid back down and I just set my alarm for 11:45. You know, I get a little early morning nap. Or not early morning, late morning nap. And I slept until just a couple of minutes before the alarm went off. Actually, good hard sleep. So, right after the black Beamer here. That helped. The whole Kittie thing, I haven't been sleeping very good. Like I said, it's been affecting me. It's just amazing how a little tiny critter like that can make such a big impact in someone's life. My aunt sent me a email this morning about the kitty and the video and whatnot. Suggested, you know, do a little memorial or something. So, well, I've been looking for a picture that I took of Kittie when I bought the house. She was sitting in front of the old fence before I replaced it a few years ago. And I remember I just did it in black and white in the computer, and it turned out pretty neat. But I wish I could find that. I don't know where that picture went. But that was a couple of computers ago, so hopefully it's still around somewhere. But I have a recollection of sending it to work and showing a couple of people because it was kind of a neat picture. So I gotta go through my old archives at work there. And alrighty, we got a little red Toyota coming down here. We're gonna sneak in behind them. So yeah, if I can find that, I'll see if I can get the old photo printer 3-in-1 job to fire up. It hasn't worked for a while. Got photo paper. Do a nice little picture, hang it on the wall. See what else has been going on. Not a whole lot. Work's been just plugging away. No idea where I'll end up if they do decide to move the 787. I could go to 67 or 777, but they could also send me all the way down to Renton if they wanted to. That'll sure tack up the mileage on this little car quick. I did finally call and make an appointment for the oil change on this thing. I'm down to 9% oil life left. But they couldn't get me in until next Tuesday. Do some driving this weekend, so I might be over my oil life. Oh well. Hold the dipstick, it's still looking pretty halfway clean. It's not black. It's definitely not new oil, but it'll be good. When you stop to consider how many of these cars running around that people don't even bother changing the oil on, and they run for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. Kevin told me once that he bought a Nissan Maxima, I think it was. But I don't think it was running. And he got the thing home and he was going through it and he pulled the dipstick and all the crud inside that motor and he called up the guy and says, hey, when was the last time you had the oil change in this thing? So I never changed oil. He put like 90,000 miles on that thing with the original oil in it. I usually go by what the owner's manual says, or in this case, what the computer says, because that's what the owner's manual says. Of course, you go down to Jiffy Lube or whatever, and they say, oh, no, you have to do it every 3,000 miles. And no, that's just because you guys want to sell more oil and make more money. I got into an argument with a guy on that silver pickup I used to have, the 94 Chevy. You should really do your oil every 3,000 miles. That's what's recommended. He says, no, the owner's manual says 7,500. No, those we don't trust those. I trust those over you. This was the same place that told me that a Chevy 350 was 4.5 quarts. I says, yes, you're absolutely right. But with a filter, it's 5 quarts. Oh, no, computer says 4.5 quarts. That's all the oil it takes. That's all we put in. Okay, put 4.5 quarts in. If you check the dipstick after you run it and it's low, I want a free oil change. Oh, we can't do that, sir. I think I wound up calling their district office or corporate or whatever on that one to complain. Because, nope, our computer says, well, your computer is wrong. Always trust technology. Gotta pay attention to the real world sometimes too. Yeah, back on the storm. We had a lot of rain yesterday, lots of wind. Trees are still leafed out, so these kind of storms really mess with our region, but we didn't get a lot of dumping rain. Excuse me, it's not the virus. It rained pretty steady, but it didn't flood everything. So the ground's not overly saturated right now, so trees weren't falling down left and right. Idea why the power went out this morning at my place, although it was breezy. Probably just lost a tree branch. Popped a transformer, who knows. I think the longest I've ever been out in my neighborhood has been a couple hours. Usually the power outages are less than half an hour. I didn't look at the clock when I noticed that the power came back on because I was, sleeping. Before I laid back down, I went and I flipped the bathroom fan on so that I could, if I heard that, then I knew the power came back on. But that is about all the excitement right now. It's supposed to be windy again yet tonight, or rainy. Somebody sure smoking things up over there. A little car in the carpool lane doing that. Can't tell. They got vans in the way there. Smells like oil. Somebody's blowing up their motor. Well, I don't need to change the oil. See, a quick little update. Last I heard, dude that got hit by the golf cart a couple weeks ago seems to be doing all right. He was in rehab out of the hospital. I guess in a care facility or something. I'm not exactly sure. His manager's been out the last couple of days, so I haven't gotten a later update. But he was supposed to have gone home late last week, unless, you know, things weren't going well enough, I should say. Alrighty, what do we got here? He's going to turn his blinker on. I'm going to roll the throttle on, get out of his way. Mr. Honda's going to come over. So yeah, it's been kind of sad times in my house. That train video that I put up last weekend, Saturday I just couldn't be in the house. It was bugging me too much. I couldn't sit down. You know, I've been having a hard time up until a couple of nights ago. Never had a real hard time even just sitting down watching a YouTube video because Kittie would be right there. Walk through the house, she'd be under my feet. She's always right there with me. So Saturday, I just had to get out. So drove up to Skycomish in the pickup. The King County Marine Rescue. This is Snohomish County. Must be up here doing some training. Yeah, I went up to Skycomish, caught a couple of trains, put one on video. First Sunday, I had to go out to Kevin's place. Just had to get out of the house. Sunday night was alright though. I think I was finally starting to accept things that I could sit down and actually concentrate on reading my book. I could close my eyes and not get too torn up about it. But yeah, the hardest part, I mean, still haven't found her, so no idea where she is. I like to think that she just decided it was time to do the big sleep, but hopefully a coyote didn't get her or something along those lines. But oh, the joys of owning pets. So what do we got for parking? Spots. Been looking out, finding some stuff every night. There's might be a couple of spots there I could snag. Alrighty. 15 minutes to get to my desk. It's not too bad. Yeah, we'll just take this a spot to ride, yeah. Alrighty, well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along. Thanks for all the kind words, too, for you folks that left comments on the last video about Kittie. I do appreciate it. I haven't answered any of them yet because, well, the power was out this morning. Once it finally came back on, went through the emails, and it was time to get ready for work after I drug my lazy butt out of bed. So I'll try to get back to you on that one here shortly. I know I'm not real good at responding to a lot of comments, but I do tend to read some of them. Actually, I read most of them, but so. Alrighty. Thanks for tagging along. Thanks for letting me yak your ear off. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.